benefit of those of you that live outside Britain and Ireland, do keep in mind we have no large animals to trouble our sheep. We have neither wolves, lynx, coyotes or bears. So when we send our sheep to the open mountains for summer grazing, they are quite safe left alone. We do need to bring our sheep together regularly, check their health, are they all okay, shearing the wool, selection for market, and there's many other reasons. Each time we collect our sheep is work for the dogs, and I've got a few sheep there to show you the dog at work. Now before I present the sheep in front of you, I want to move them in different directions first, to the right, to the left, to the right, and I'm doing that to show you the dog control the direction of the sheep.
Y arriba está tu oveja. No, no hay más. Hay más, pero unas ahí fuera hay unas cuantas. Sí.
Look at him go.
Cuando se ha metido.
Sneak it through there.
Sí, pero por la izquierda, por donde no le ven. Mírala.
Now sometimes we move sheep over long journeys, and we would need to allow the sheep rest regularly. By ordering the dog to lay down, the threat to the sheep is removed, and they can rest.
La cuenta que te traes no te vale ir junta.
Now, sometimes we bring our sheep together and we will need to make selections. We might need to take big from small. We might need to get lambs to go to market. So the dogs will help select. To show you that selection, I'll do it twice. And each time I select, I'll try and make it two sheep. Two first, two then. Come with you.
No he visto nada. Tenía el revés. No ha salido nada. No ha salido nada porque tenía el revés.
¿Sabes qué pasa? Porque está el sol de frente. No se ve nada. Solo ahora se ha ido.
Look at the dog gives. Look at the look that the dog gives.
Eso.
selections, one of the dogs will help me separate and one will collect and watch the selections. When I have a Guinness at the weekend, he watches over my drink just like that.
Venga, Jessica.
¿Estos perros no?
Todos.
Pero cuidan bien, ¿verdad?
So, dogs are smiling, shepherd smiling, cheese. Each dog is trained with its own set of signals which are different. It's not a different language, it's just different signals. And by doing that, I can use each dog independently. Now, if the dog is half a mile in the distance, then it's far easier to communicate by whistle and have a little listen to the difference. By ordering the dog around the sheep, I can do what I did in the beginning, which is move sheep wherever I like. If I place the dog behind those sheep, I can move them forward.
A ver qué después.
If I order the dog beyond the sheep, I can bring them back. If I place the dog on the right of the sheep, I can move them left. If I place the dog on the left of the sheep, I can move them right. So basically, where I place the dog will decide where the sheep will go. Now, hopefully all that's making sense to everybody before I make these sheep dizzy.
Va a separar una, ¿no? Míralo tú.
Now, some of you are not familiar with sheep. You might be wondering, why are the sheep afraid of the dog? Dogs are descendants of predators like wolves. They have predator eyes. They walk like predators walk. So as the dog get close to the sheep, they feel threatened enough to move. And for the proof of that, have a little look at the guy on our left.
Oh my gosh.
The most important thing is when the dog lays down, there is no threat.
Oh my god. I'm walking.
When I go to collect my sheep, in reality, I may take 3 or 4 dogs so I can change them if they're tired. And it's the whole reason to have the signals different. Rick, walk on. Right, take your time now. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Away. Lie down.
Joder, ya hemos visto que no. Es bueno.
Go away.
No.
Sit down. Goodbye. 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 Away. Lie down. Lie down. Back. Hey. Back. Here. Ready, Max.
Allora, sui arriva.
If I'm moving a large group of sheep, to keep the group together, place a dog either side.
Se mueve en vez de postar.
Rick. Right. That'll do, Mike. Mike.
Están deseando hacerlo, ¿no?
Our variety of sheep are Scotch mounted sheep. In our business we would refer to them as Scotch blackface, and they're the ideal variety of sheep for the rough terrain above us. Their first use would be for their lamb, and their wool will go to tweed, like a jacket or a suit. Dog variety is Border Collie. Now they will follow sheep from
Sale cuando pega el
instinct,
sol, no sale.
just like a hunting dog will begin to hunt from instinct. When we're moving sheep, it's quite often over long journeys. So the dogs must learn to do it with respect. Rick. Rick. If you run sheep off their feet, you get nowhere. If you walk them, you'll get miles.
¿Dónde estaba? Ay, el otro descansando, mira. Estoy
The
descansando.
hearing of any dog, big or small, is 7 times better than human.
Sí.
For example, Rick, that'll do. And of course, a lot of people just realise they have dogs that don't want to hear
No,
them.
pero el otro.
Anything you'd like to know, feel welcome to ask.
Ojalá por aquí.
Esa buena pregunta que le pregunto.
To train a dog to farm work standards, about 10, 11 months.
Tienen agua.
To train a dog to competition standard, it could take all of a year and a half. They learn as they mature. They don't learn all of a sudden from beginning to end.
Campeonato de lo de
Start them off at 4 or 5 months old with a collar, a lead, and sit, stay, and come.
How often are the sheep sheared?
One time a year, mainly June. The lady asked guys how often are the sheep shorn, so you're not confused with the answer. One time a year, mainly June or July. Days are longest, weather's mildest. Three took the sheep back and 5 is right there. Work them while they're fit up to 8 or maybe 9 while they remain relatively fit.
Can you trust the dogs with the sheep when you're not there?
Definitely. Once I have them fully trained, I have no worries. No, normally when the lambs are born, you have them born close to your house, so you're in and out at regular intervals, and the dogs are kept completely away from that. You want to keep excitement at a low. Yes,
Sheep have eyes near their mouth.
I must come closer to you to hear that again now, please.
Sheep have eyes near their mouth.
Sheep have eyes, yeah, look at where their eyes, see them right there, look. And while you're here, say hello to my dog. Say hello. Oh, is she? That's all right. The price of one? How many do you need?
No tiene precio.
Yeah, the border collie.
Water collie.
Border.
Do you train another
No, we prefer these.
water collie?
Que no entrena otra
Anything else,
marca,
guys?
quieres jugar otra. ¿Border collie? Joder, qué discos son.
Anything else, anybody? Yes.
Sí, pero pensaba que era más grande.
It's a little whistle. Now, I'll be as subtle as I can with this. Normally, if we're working with sheep, doing something that we're handling them, we don't want to be going with our fingers in our mouth. So we use this little guy here.
Pero oye,
My great-grandfather would have made that from a bit of solid sheep's horn. In modern times, you buy it mass-produced in a sports
pero
shop.
esas cosas se compran en todos lados.
I can take anything out of this. I would have 4 trained, 1 or 2 learning at all times. Now we use our dogs to area of ground, not numbers of sheep. For example, 300 or 400 sheep in a bunch could be moved with 1 dog if you had to. 300 or 400 sheep over there, however, will require 3 or 4 dogs to share the running of bringing them together. So it's more like where they are rather than how many there are.
Sorry if you've already answered this, but how many sheep in total?
Do I have?
Yes.
You have no involvement with a tax company or anything? I have 260.
Can I teach my French bulldog?
60.
Yes.
¿Cuántas hojas tiene? Dice, ¿qué compañía es? O sea, ¿de qué empresa?
How many do you need?
Le contestas y todo.
Listen, let's give you 3 possibilities, and these are not my prices, they're common prices. If you bought a farming magazine and you want to buy a dog, here are 3 possibilities. Buy the puppy, train it yourself, about €150. Buy a dog with reasonable training to help you move your sheep around your farm, about 800 or 900. Buy a competition dog capable of winning competition, 7,000 or 8,000. Yes, sir.
Buenas competiciones lo que les dan de
Not a problem if they know you. Let's put it like this, if I bought a dog from you tomorrow, regardless of what I know about these, I'll spend the next 10 days gaining the dog's trust. When it trusts me, it follows me. When it follows me, it reacts with me. If I bought the dog from you, then you would have given me whatever signals you trained it up to date, and I would go from there. Exactly. Well, a competition dog will know up to 15 or 16. Like you have slow down when you walk, speed up when you walk, a little left, a lot left, a little right, a lot right. And we do that by the calming of the urgency in the signal. And I put in what's known as sort of half signals. Like if I'm moving a dog to the left with this guy, I go. Now if I'm there and I go, it's sort of. And that's the difference between winning and losing a competition. The little refinements that you spend the other 8 months trying to achieve.
Mira si están bien.
Now folks, some of you are leaving, don't forget to have a big lamb lunch and support our industry. And if you're vegetarian, don't worry, the sheep are vegetarian also. Anything else, anybody? Yes?
How did you teach those sheep?
I spend a lot of time with them. Over the winter, you see, some of those would be very much not suitable for up there. So in winter time, I put them in at night, I leave them out by day, and while they're in and so on, I do a lot of travelling in between them, feeding them and so on. So I get them conditioned. It makes it easy for you to see what I'm talking about, and it makes it easy for me to show you.